Yo, what's happening, party people? Welcome back to the channel. It is your boy Captain GG, and today we are bringing you the recap plus edition of the heart save. So if you've been following us on stream, we have now decided that we're going to be streaming 3 times a week, whilst then bringing you out YouTube content 3 times a week. Now that YouTube content is going to be straight reliable to the save. So for example, we're going to be live streaming on a Monday, then you'll see a YouTube video on the Tuesday where we'll recap what happened in that Monday live stream, plus play a couple of games, and that will basically just roll over through the week, so that you guys here on YouTube, if you aren't following us on Facebook, still get a catch up. If people have missed the Facebook lives, they can come across onto the YouTube channel and catch up, and everyone, when we then go live, hopefully will still have an understanding or a rough understanding of where we're at with the save. So without further ado, let's get across into the save itself and let's have a look. So for you guys who missed season 1, which was all done live on Facebook Gaming, this is a quick rundown of how that season went. We finished 4th in the Scottish Premier League, just behind Ross County Rangers. Well, I'd like to say just behind Ross County Rangers and Celtic, but we was away behind Rangers and Celtic. Obviously they run away with the league. Unfortunately we weren't high enough in the league in order to get into the Europa League. However, we did manage to win the Scottish Cup. Now winning the Scottish Cup does get us a place into the Europa League, and you can see here that we beat Rangers in the final last season to clinch the Scottish Cup, therefore getting us into Europe this season. Other than that, we did finish runners up in the semi-final of the Premier Cup, which is like the Scottish version of the League Cup, but you don't get a European place for that, so it's not really one of my big worries. So yeah, all round pretty decent season. We signed a couple of players, more so towards the end of the season, which I'm hoping you guys have all caught up with. We won't go too much into season 1 because ultimately that is now in the past, and really in a long-term save like this, it's not going to be that critical. Hopefully you guys are all caught up and you've been following the streams. If not, if you are new, then sorry, unfortunately you're just gonna have to hopefully stick with us from this point on, but from here it is going to be very, very easy for you guys to keep up. So we're going to run through what has happened in season 2 so far. Really strong start to the season in terms of our pre-season. We're going to look at the league first. It was a decent start in the league, had a little blip in the league here after a loss in the Europa League. Other than that, then we've really gained some form back. We've had some decent results. We beat Celtic 3-0. We drew with Rangers the first time we played them. Then again, after another European defeat, we've managed to drop points in the league again. Ross County and St Mirren, 2 teams really we should be beating. But in regards to the league at the moment, if we just have a quick look at it, we do sit 3rd. Celtic at top, 34 points. Again, they seem to be running away with it. However, there is potentially a battle here for 2nd place, which is a Champions League spot, and I believe next season, which will be season 3, is the new Champions League format, so that would be super exciting if we can get into that. So just going back to our schedule then and how it's gone, we haven't really covered the Europa League. We started off with a 5-2 win against Javor in the Europa League playoff. We then played a 2nd string team, got beat 2-0, nearly went out. Then into the Europa League group stage, where we got drawn against Molde, Köln and Manchester United. Now, we've beaten Molde, we drew 1-1 with Köln, we then lost 3-1 to Manchester United, and then beat them at home in the reverse leg. This game was absolutely insane. Real enjoyment. Like I just couldn't get over it. Okay, yeah, United had large spells of the game, but towards the back end of it we really started coming into it, and we could have pinched it. We really could have pinched it. Fessin popping up with the goal. Obviously Ronaldo, you can see here, had a goal ruled out for offside, but so did we. So and both of them were offside, I believe, in that game, so nothing really too much to worry about. But in terms of the Europa League as it stands right now, we are 2nd in the group, just 2 points behind Manchester United, but more importantly 4 points above Köln. We have to play Köln in today's first game, so it's going to be interesting. If we can get a point against Köln in this game, we are qualified through to the knockout rounds. I would have loved to have won the group. However, with a team like United in it, it's going to be tough to do that when we're Hearts. So we would need really United to drop points now against Köln or Molde. I just don't see that happening. However, they drop points to us, right? So who knows? Maybe that will happen. But like I say, in regards to that, I'm happy if we finish second. And to be fair, even if we finish third and go into the Europa League, the Europa Conference League, then that wouldn't be too bad either. But ideally, I want to stay in the Europa League. But then, to be fair, ideally I would have won the group, so we'd have to play that extra knockout round. But we're Hearts, it's fine. We're not really looking at winning this competition. We're just trying to make as much money from this competition as physically possible. So yeah, let's get into today's games. Okay, so before we do jump into the games, guys, if you are enjoying the content, please do smash that thumbs up. Get in the comments, let me know what you think of today's episode if you have any questions. If you're new around here and you wanted to know anything that did happen in Season 1 other than our league position, which we have shown in winning the Scottish Cup, then do get in the comments, let me know. All comments, likes, all of that, it really does help hit the algorithm and just lets me know that you guys are enjoying the content. So without further ado, let's get into the team. The team is pretty much already picked because we did play a game against Ross County and we played the second string team. So everyone is fully fit, ready for today's game. So we've got Acosta in goal, then followed up by Nielsen at right back. Magala, this guy is a beast. I'm sure you guys have heard of him. We managed to pick him up for £4 million, and even that isn't all up front. We wouldn't have been able to afford it otherwise. So Leonardo Magala is going to play in there alongside Craig Halkett with Rafael Rodriguez at left back. And then Benny is going to be starting in the DM, and you're going to have Ticini in the Mazzella and Connor Coventry in the box-to-box. Moving on to our wingers then, we've got Fessin on the right hand side playing as an inverted winger, and then Yuri Selly is going to be on the left side just playing as a winger. Up front is going to be Lawrence Shankland. Unfortunately, the big one, João Resende, is out injured. He's had a good start to the season. He's young. We want to try and play him as much as physically possible. Lawrence Shankland technically is the better striker anyway, so maybe he would have got the game. But yeah, the team is ready. Let's get on with it. It's gonna be an important game. Like I say, avoid defeat, and we are qualified through to the knockout stages. So Köln are going to be coming at us, but I still feel like we have enough. Although we are away from home, I still feel like we have enough quality in this squad in order to get the 3 points. Okay then, let's get underway. The Europa League theme tune going on in the background. That is Köln's team for today's game. A lot of empty seating there. I guess, is that the standing seating? You're not allowed it in European games? I don't know, maybe it looks like it. There's no seats there. But yeah, I would assume so. Nice little stadium. I say little stadium, it's a nice big stadium for Köln, but I mean, that looks like Monaco for a second. I do believe we can get a result here. A win would be huge. Let's just hope somehow Mulder can get a result. I mean, it would be pretty incredible if they were to somehow get a result. Straight off the bat, we do have a highlight. We do play on key highlights, as you guys know if you have been following the streams. No need to change that up for today. Just need a decent performance from the boys. Connor Coventry has been class. Shankland, oh, he can play Selly in, and Selly is in behind. He's got to score. Selly scores. Hearts lead after 34 seconds. What more do you want when you're going away in Europe to score after 34 seconds? The home crowd silenced. It is a tight offside. And to be fair, that is very tight, but the line was there. He looked on. He goes through. Beautiful. I love the 2D, which is why I look at the title sides in the 2D. I think it's a little bit easier to see it. To be fair, like when I'm playing off stream, I use the 2D because I just love the nostalgic feeling. United are still level with Mulder. I mean, even if Mulder can get a draw, that would be great, but we still would have to win our game. And is that offside? Well, it's going to go to VAR, and I didn't think myself he was off, but it is disallowed. It is disallowed. We're going to see it here. The ball goes in. Yep, he's offside. Ooh, actually. Does he get played on here by Rodriguez? I think he gets played on by Rodriguez there. I mean, does Utah touch it? Even then, he wouldn't be offside. I think Köln I think Köln can find themselves a little bit hard done by there. They've now got a corner, and now there's the equaliser. Okay, 17 minutes gone, 1-1. We need to get a shout in. Let's go for a focus shout. I mean, we've been the better team, although Köln have had 2 really good highlights in the last couple of moments. United have just taken the lead against Molde, but they've equalised. Molde have equalised just as I'm scrolling down to it. It's 1-1 now in that game. Obviously, like I say, for us to take full advantage of United potentially dropping points, we have to win our game. And it looks like at half time, it is going to go in at 1 apiece. So we're going to go for the old point finger. We're doing well. No, it was a... yeah, let's go with that. I think what I'm going to do as well is... oh, actually, no, we've got 4 yellow cards. I was going to go for get stuck in. But that doesn't seem right if we've already got 4 people in yellow cards. Cecchini now on the counter attack, loads of space to run into. He's got Shankland inside, goes wide to Selly, sort of played it behind him as well. Selly's pass is then even worse, and we just give the ball back to Köln. Some decent pressure to force him back to Timo Horn in goal. That's... oh, no way. I thought we was going to mop that up, and that's a decent strike. This guy is calling. He's literally causing us so many issues. I want to keep calling him cunts, but his name, I think, is Kynes. But we'll skip over that. Let's have a look at some substitutes in which we can make. Fessin's not having the greatest of games, so we could bring on Barry McKay. Also, Rodriguez not having the greatest of games, looking a little bit tired. Coughlin can come on. Halkett tired. Kai Rouse can come on. Got another 2 subs. Should I use them now? Let's not use them now. Those 3 subs are okay. Let's go for a shout. Let's go for a fire up. We do need to try and find a winner if we want to win the group. However, a draw is going to get us qualified. So what do I do? For some reason, it's now not showing me the United result. We refresh it. Europa League. For some reason, it's no longer showing me the United result, which is kind of frustrating because I really want to know whether I should be going all out for the win. Can we have a look at the group? That would tell us. Okay, United are still drawing. If we go for the win and end up losing, there's potential Köln can finish above us. However, if we go for the win and win, there's a really good chance we might be able to finish top of the group. So I'm going to go for it. I think we've got to go for it. What can we do? Oh, we don't have another striker because Resende is injured. Uriselli could come off. We could bring on Xhaka. Barry McKay goes to the left. Yeah, okay. Xhaka probably just as a winger. What else can we do? George Grant. Bring George Grant on. For Connor Coventry maybe. Yeah. I think that's what I'm going to do. Grant goes out into there. Yeah. That's what I'm going to do. Although Selly was playing good, wasn't he? Let's not take Selly off. Because I want that other sub. I want to change both midfielders. Both centre mids. Selly's having a good game. Let's just not do it. Selly, wing up, that's fine. Alright, I'm going to go attacking as well as we try to find a late winner. I mean, if United going to score, then it's game over anyway in terms of winning the group. And McKay's got a chance here. He needs support. He comes back, pulls it back in. Ortiz was in the middle. That's got to be offside. It's got to be offside. What have you done, keeper? And it is offside. Whew. Come on. Come on, can we find a late winner? Find a late winner. No, it's 1-1. Okay, unless Molde scored a late winner. I mean, to be fair, our chances are still there because we've got to play Molde. And United will have to play Köln. And you'd argue Köln are harder. But that is going to give us qualification into the knockout round. So we should be happy. United have actually scored a late winner. So it wouldn't even have mattered had we have found a late winner ourselves. So that is it. We are going to be finishing second in the group no matter what happens in the last game against Molde. But that is us qualified for the knockout stages of the Europa League. Super happy with that. We receive a little bit of money, £200,000 almost, for our draw against Köln. I mean, for even qualifying now into the next round as well, that's huge money. So we would go into, for some reason, let's go to last season and we should be able to see it. Knockout playoff, and then rules for the knockout playoff. 431k just for appearing in that round. You don't get any extra money for winning the game, but obviously you go through, and then obviously some decent money in that one to be had as well. Cool, let's move on to the next. Okay, so it has only been a couple of days between the two games after that draw against Köln. 2 days later, we're playing Rangers in the league. Huge game given the fact that we're level on points with them. Some news just to bring you before we do get into that. Cameron Devlin has decided to go and join Atlas. Atlas are playing, I believe it's a Mexican side. It is indeed Mexican First Division, on 21k a week. It was odd because he actually came up as his contract was expiring at the end of the year in June. I went to offer him a new contract and he wanted 25k, and I was like, what? Like, how are you going from 2.5k to 25k? Why is that? And I'd missed a message saying that someone had gone in for him, and I assume this is why, because he's getting such a big wage to go and play in Mexico. So Cameron Devlin will be leaving us. Unfortunately, he's worth about 1.8 to 2.5 million pounds. I'm hoping that in January, when the transfer window opens, I could actually then say to them, well, why don't you have him now and even take £500,000? Although he could be a key player for us. He definitely is a big player for us, especially for our second string team, and does come off the bench a fair bit. He won't be a massive miss because I feel like we can replace him, although I would have rather at least sold him and got the money for it. But like I say, into the game, big game against Rangers coming up. One enforced change, although Selly has had or has been the player of the month. It was just voted he is player of the month for the division. I'm going to take him out because he's looking a little bit tired. We're also making a change at right back. Thomas Sang coming in for Nielsen. Other than that, I think we are good to go. Carbello is fine. Let's put him on the bench because we don't need a goalkeeper on the bench. It's only in Europe that they make us do that. So yeah, let's get into this huge game against Rangers. I'm quietly confident. I mean, we beat Celtic 3-0, right? So let's just hope we can do the same again. Again, probably would take a draw given the fact that we're away from home. But we can do it. We can definitely do it. We've got the quality. I want to win every match, and today is no different. We are away. Look at the size of this place compared to our ground. Rangers have started to pick up some form. They have won 4 of their last 5 games, and that would have included some of their European games. They did also play midweek just like we did, so they should also be feeling it as well. In terms of games in hand, we aren't going to move any spot even if we do win, but it does put us a lot closer to Aberdeen, who now have a 4-point advantage before this game. Obviously, if we win this game, we'll go a point behind them with the same games played. But like I say, a draw, I'm happy with a draw. That'll leave us 3 points back from them. Again, long term, I still feel like we have the quality to get above them, especially given some of the players that are joining us in January that have already been agreed. There's Thomas Sang on the right hand side. He's actually lost out to Ryan Kent, forcing him into a hole. Kent just clears into the middle of the park, but only as far as Connor Coventry. Now Fessin, and McKay's offside. I don't think it's going to count. He wheels away in celebration, but I think it's offside, and the whistle has been put to the referee's mouth, and yes, he's offside. That's fine. I did see the flag go up as well. Not to worry, it is what it is. But it's promising. That was promising. The way we lost the ball. The way we forced Ryan Kent just into a clearance. We've got Connor Coventry and Cicchini in midfield. They're going to lap those balls up all day long and manage to find Fessin, who then fed it through. So it was good positive play when we did have the ball, and again putting on some decent pressure, forcing them to go long. Magala does well enough. Unfortunately, he's been forced into a bit of a rash clearance, and Rangers trying to play through, getting Morelos involved. I'm not Morelos. I actually hate Morelos. I'm sorry, any Rangers fans watching. We do not like Morelos. As McKay's gone for goal, trying to make up for his offside goal, I guess. Yeah, And every time Morello scores against me when he's played against us, so it's just making me hate him even more. I don't even know why I hate him so much. He just seems like a bit of a knob. So 37 minutes gone, still 0-0 as Rangers on the attack. The ball is over the head of Morelos, but he's done well to beat the defender. Ball goes in, Thomas Sang to get it clear, only as far as Envia now. And now Illich, and Illich will flip a lovely ball over to Ken, and Acosta's got to do better. It almost just hit him in the face. That was pretty much straight at him. Not the best goalkeeping. We've had 9 shots, 0 shots on target. I am gonna point finger. I actually don't feel like it's been that bad. We're the underdogs, that's fine. Attackers, I'm gonna thrash my arms about my attackers and say, look, not good enough. This is when I wish I had João Resende on the bench at least. Connor Commentary with a free kick, ball in, Hauke off the bar, and Cicchini couldn't get there first, a tap home. Okay, instructions, let's work the ball into the box a little bit. In fact, let's go get stuck in as well. Might need to make some subs. Who have we got? Cicchini's on a yellow. Don't want a man getting sent off, so we're going to bring on... let's bring on Connor Devlin. This is fine. Do this, do this. Benny probably should come off as well. Shankland's absolutely shattered, but he's going to have to stay out there. Benny's been our best player, so I don't really want to take him off. Hauke's having a mess, so I'm going to bring on Nielsen at centre-back. Right, come on, Thomas Sang on the right-hand side, gives it to Fessin. Has to go back to Magala. Now wide again to Sang. Did have a bit of space, now got a man to beat. Gets a ball in towards Connor Coventry. His aerial threat is not what he is known for. And that is a fantastic clearance, to be fair. How they've picked out a man, and Fashion Sagala plays it inside. Now Tavernier on the overlap has got it. No one in the box for Rangers at the moment. Morelos getting in there. Sagala still on this right hand side. He's launched the ball all the way over to Ryan Kent. Illich, ball in, Morelos, and he gets his customary goal. He always scores against me. I literally said it earlier. Absolutely hate him. I think my hatred for him has come from Football Manager, quite frankly. Shankland can't come off. I'm going to bring on... Actually, I don't even know. Kind of commentary, we're going to take him off. We're going to bring on George Grant. I guess we just take the 2-0 loss, although we've been the better team, arguably, in terms of we've had more shots and possession. Rangers obviously doing a lot more with the ball than what we have. Fessin has had another... He's so hot and cold, which is another reason why I'm thinking about still selling him. We tried to sell him at the start of the season, in August. June, July and August in fact. We did accept a bid of £3.5 million from Stoke. He then rejected Stoke. Since then, he's got back in the team, he's played okay from game to game. We took him off the transfer list, and now Bristol City are actually interested in him. What a finish. Oh, it's just wide. So yeah, looking to if we can potentially offload him. 5 million now. We could probably get a little bit more for him now, given the fact he has been on fairly okay form, and he's not transfer listed. I reckon we could get closer to 5 million. It's just whether he would accept the contract from Bristol City. George Grant plays it wide to McKay. McKay looking for Shankland. Terrible pass, really, wasn't it? If you can't tell, got my hat on, still got all my football gear on. Obviously not long got back from coaching at the time of this recording. Anyways, Sagala had to be offside. No, that's a penalty. Wow, we got really lucky that wasn't a penalty. I actually thought we'd bossed the possession, but Rangers have. To be fair, Sagala's oh no, he has absolutely destroyed us this whole game. I'm going to put it down to being tired. It is what it is. These are things that we have to deal with. It's not always going to go our way. And it always seems to be after Europe we have, like, after a European match, we have a little bit of a downturn, but we need Europe, because otherwise the club would cease to exist. We spent money that we didn't really have on Magala, so we need to be in Europe, otherwise paying that back is just going to cripple the club. You can see, if I quickly just show you my finances, we'll forget about this. Oh shit, we've been drawn against Celtic in the Scottish Cup, and they expect us to get to the quarterfinals minimum. Lovely. You can see 8.5 million at the start of this episode. I'm pretty sure that said 9. You can see if we go into the or just in terms of all of it, this month we are already, we're 3 days in, and we're already 270k down. Yeah, not great. Expenditure last month, 2 million in the expenditure last month. Income last month was 2.3, but again, that's because we've had the European games. Without that would not even be anywhere close, probably wouldn't even be half. So we really need to remain in Europe, and obviously going to the knockout rounds again is going to help us with that. I'm really upset that we've got Celtic in the next round of the Scottish Cup. I don't know why it drew it for me. I guess it happened while I was playing. Would have been nice, but oh well. I mean, if we beat them, it's going to make us probably the favourites, right? Did Rangers get a tough draw? No, they didn't. Okay. Not to beat. Okay, so cool. Guys, I think we are going to leave it there. So naturally, what we're going to be doing with these episodes moving forward is we're going to be playing potentially 3 to 4 games in the stream. However, obviously at the start of today's episode, obviously we wanted to just run through a couple of bits that happened prior, what happened in the episodes prior as well, as opposed to the seasons prior. So yeah, this one is going to be kept slightly shorter. We want to try and keep each episode no more than half an hour, 20 minutes to half an hour tops. So hopefully we'll be able to fit in 3 to 4 videos going forward. We are going to be live on Monday nights from around 7 PM. So if you're watching this before Monday, remember to see that on Monday. And again, if you are still here, please do smash that thumbs up button, because it really does help out the channel. Our YouTube channel has been there for a while, so our algorithm is going to be deep in the mud. So I'm going to need you guys to pull us out, and I know you guys can do it because you smash it every single time. So yeah, guys, really do respect everyone who's come through, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.